What's interesting with origami is that models continue to be created. So this was created by one of our members. What's also intriguing about this model is that by subtle changes of the folding of the eyes and the face, you can create different expressions. So to create this model, you'll need a square of paper, and it should be white on one side and coloured on the other. So the coloured side will create the colour of the hair and the eyes. So the first step is to fold diagonally, and to fold diagonally accurately, line up your point with the point below until no colour appears. Then put your finger on the point, roll your finger down to create a little crease, hold the paper with your thumb and crease and crease, and that should give you an accurate fold. The next step is to create a marker point for folding. So we're going to fold this section up, but we're not going to fold all the way across. So make sure we have an accurate location here and just do a little crease as a marker. And we're going to do the same along the top here. So we're going to fold over, line up accurately and do a marker, and then open out. So we now have these two marker points. The two of these marker points, I'm going to take this edge of the paper and fold it over to the mark we've just made and do a sharp crease. For most origami, sharp crease is a great advantage. Then open out, and then I'm going to take this section and fold down to our other marker. Sharp crease, open out. I'm going to turn the paper over, and we have a point here where our creases cross. So we want to create a fold which is on that point, on the point where the folds coincide. So make sure you're on that point, and using our center line that we folded, line up the center of the paper and do a sharp crease. Open out. Now with the folds we've just made, we can allow these folds to collapse Then we're going to turn over, and we're now going to fold back this section and allow just a little triangle to appear. Now this is a judgment fold, but I'm regarding this as adequate, and make sure our point is aligned with the center line and do a crease. Open out, and I'm now going to fold back along the crease we've just made. So along this crease, allow the paper to refold, and we're pre-creasing this to make the next move a lot easier. So the aim, if we refold, is to change the paper so that this part will appear as the coloured side. So to do this, open the paper out, and we now want to reform some of these folds. So we want this crease to remain a mountain, and it's a mountain fold because the shape is that of a mountain. The two side creases that were previously valley folds, we're now going to turn them into mountains. So our pre-creasing should help this and make this a lot easier. So these folds then become mountains, and it allows us to collapse the remaining folds into place as they were. So the next step is to move on to the hair, and I'm going to rotate the paper, and this section here, which is the head, I'm going to take this flap and move it over out of the way. And for the hair, we're going to create a fold which runs from this point here to an arbitrary position. So we don't want the paper to be close to the head like this. We want to take it out a little bit and make a judgment on how far we feel the hair would work. With other versions you can try different positions to see what the result would be. So do a sharp crease, close this flap back down, and on the other side judge a similar position. So take this flap over, and it doesn't have to be wholly symmetrical because hair isn't necessarily symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to try and get it reasonably accurate there and do a sharp crease. And there we have the hair in its basic position. So we'll do more on the hair in a moment, but I'm now going to focus on the eyes. The eyes are created from these 2 points here, and we're going to fold the point over, but depending how we fold this over will change the expression. So I'm going to fold it all the way over to the center, and I'm going to make it reasonably symmetrical, but changing this point upwards and downwards will change the expression, so you can play about with different approaches. So I'm going to fold to this point and do a crease, and I'm going to take this point to the same position, now to form the eyes we're going to take this flap and fold it over again to an arbitrary position. And we now need to open out this flap. So the best way to do this is really to take a tool that will enable you to open the flap, and it can be tricky. I'm opening out the flap, and by considering the angle of this next fold, it will change the expression of the eyes. So think about what that could do and try different versions. And there we have our eyes. Now looking to the top of the model, note that we have a point here, and we're going to fold the hair down to that limiting point and fold it over so that the edge lies along the edge of the model here like this. Now noting where there is a change in the white to the coloured paper, we're going to form a crease at this point, and we're folding this at an arbitrary angle. And then we're going to do a mounting fold. And then finally we want to take this whole section from the center and fold it back to that point we're seeing there. So this is our completed manga girl. So try variations of the face and the eyes to create different expressions. And I would also recommend visiting the creator's website, as you find some interesting origami items there.